an alliance of alien civilizations, a council of star races claiming to protect entire planets. They call it the Galactic Federation. But who's really in charge? The name alone sounds like something from science fiction, until you start hearing it everywhere. From abductees, from military insiders, from channelers who speak of higher councils beyond Earth's reach. The Federation is described as a massive interstellar alliance. Hundreds, possibly thousands, of species banded together for peace, evolution, and the stabilization of galactic civilizations. They monitor planets, intervene when necessary, maintain balance across sectors we haven't even imagined. And, according to some, they've been involved with Earth for a very long time. But here's the contradiction. They're said to be protectors, light beings, guardians of free will. Yet some contactees report surveillance, genetic manipulation, secret meetings about Earth's future, without Earth's consent. So what's the truth? Contactee and author Elena Danaan claims she was rescued by the Federation after being abducted by Greys. What followed, she says, was years of contact, telepathic briefings from a being known as Thor Han, and insight into the inner workings of the Galactic Federation of Worlds. In her book, We Will Never Let You Down, linked in the description, Danaan describes a complex structure, hierarchies, task forces, and policies that sound more bureaucratic than mystical. She claims Earth is under observation, not owned, not conquered, but watched. Others paint a more elusive picture. They say the Federation has been involved since Atlantis, that it helped establish spiritual laws encoded into ancient mystery schools, that it seeded prophets, activated lineages, and placed energetic markers around the planet, preparing for something far bigger than we realize. But one detail is clear across sources. They don't show themselves to everyone. In fact, some insiders claim only certain humans are allowed to interact with them, those with specific DNA or awakened spiritual frequency. To them, the Federation is less a government and more a dimensional filter, a presence that only reveals itself when you're ready to perceive it. So what is this organization really? A beacon of hope for a chaotic galaxy? Or a gatekeeper of galactic secrets? If the Federation is real, and the testimonies are more than myth, then humanity isn't just part of Earth's drama anymore. We're on a cosmic stage, and the curtain has already lifted. But before we decide how we feel about the Federation, we have to ask, who's really sitting at the table? Behind the shimmer of light and high ideals, there are factions, there are hierarchies, there are those who speak for the Federation, and those who stay silent but pull the strings. According to many contactees and whistleblowers, the Galactic Federation is not one species, but a coalition, and within it, certain races hold more sway. At the top, the Pleiadians, described as tall, radiant, and human-like, often linked to ancient Earth cultures. They're said to be diplomats, peace-bringers, bridging higher frequency consciousness with human emotion. Some believe they've guided us since the dawn of Lemuria. Next come the Arcturians, technologically and psychically advanced, often portrayed as healers. Many see them as the architects behind the Federation's energy grid systems, stabilizing planets, raising consciousness, defending against dark tech. Then there's the Yahyel, considered one of the closest genetic matches to modern humans. Some say they're the successful result of hybridization programs, already living among us in higher dimensions, preparing for open contact. But the Federation's lineup doesn't end there. Reports speak of Andromedans, Lyrans, and even Syrians playing roles within this cosmic alliance, each with their own cultures, technologies, and political weight. And then there are whispers that even the Anunnaki, or at least factions within them, have a seat at the table. Once feared as gods and enslavers, some claim certain Anunnaki bloodlines have shifted sides, seeking redemption and a return to the cosmic fold. But how do we know any of this? Sources vary. Some of it comes from deep hypnotic regressions. Others from whistleblowers like Corey Good or Elena Danaan, who describe multi-species councils, orbiting stations, and interdimensional protocols. Military leaks, though rare, hint at classified agreements with off-world races, some benevolent, others not. And still, Earth's mainstream institutions remain silent, dismissive. In the Prism of Lyra, a book long considered foundational in galactic lore, linked in the description, the authors lay out a history of starseed civilizations branching from Lyra, splitting into Pleiadians, Sirians, Orions, and others. It describes how ideological conflicts led to war, and how the Federation emerged as a peacekeeping force born from catastrophe. But not all members of this Federation agree. Some say there are internal divides, high councils that argue over Earth's timeline, that while some wish to accelerate our awakening, others believe humanity isn't ready, and a few, quietly, don't want us awakened at all. This leads to a difficult truth. The Federation may be fractured, and what we think of as a unified alliance might just be a complex web of influence, compromise, and cosmic politics. Earth, in this structure, is a developing world. Our nuclear weapons, environmental collapse, and emotional volatility make us a planetary paradox, dangerous yet full of potential. So the Federation watches, advises, occasionally intervenes, but always behind a veil, because according to some sources, they're not allowed to reveal themselves completely. There are rules, agreements, a non-interference clause woven deep into the metaphysical fabric of this galaxy. And yet, those rules are stretched, bent, and perhaps broken. The question isn't just who's in the Federation, it's who benefits from Earth staying in the dark. From the outside, the Galactic Federation sounds like a council of light, watching, guiding, intervening when necessary. But from the inside, the story gets stranger. Some researchers believe we're not dealing with a single alliance at all, but multiple federations, rival councils, and intersecting agendas that don't always align. There's the Galactic Federation of Worlds, often described in benevolent terms, assisting Earth behind the scenes. But then there's talk of the Ashtar Command, the Andromedan Council, and even a united confederation of planets, each claiming similar authority, with slightly different motives, which raises the possibility that Earth is not just watched by an alliance, we're being courted by many. Competing galactic groups may see Earth as a pivot point, a species on the brink of awakening whose emotional frequency could tip the scales in a larger war between service to self and service to others' civilizations. And here's where it gets even more complicated. Some believe the Federation is not purely good. They say the light and love image is only part of the truth. That elements within the Federation seek to shape Earth's destiny, not through conquest, but through gentle engineering, guiding our belief systems, nudging our science, managing disclosure so that humanity awakens just enough. It's not an invasion, it's influence. The Ascension glossary outlines how some factions within the Federation may have splintered timelines, linked to artificial intelligence, distorted polarity, and false ascension programs. In this view, the Federation becomes less of a savior and more of a gatekeeper, one that lets you see the stars, but only through a window they choose. So where does that leave us? If the Federation exists, if these councils truly meet, decide, and act on our behalf, then humanity stands at the center of a game it barely understands. We are not alone, but we are not in control. And maybe we never were. The implications are vast. What if some spiritual awakenings are guided by Federation influence? What if certain technologies are being withheld until we behave? What if the narratives we believe about aliens, ascension, and cosmic purpose are all seeded to create predictable outcomes? This isn't paranoia. It's a cosmic intelligence operation, one that spans lifetimes, civilizations, and dimensions. And yet, there is hope in this, because the more we understand, the more sovereign we become. Not all Federation beings want secrecy. Some, like the Yahyel, reportedly seek open contact. Others work with individual humans, helping to unlock memories, clear trauma, and resist control. The doors aren't closed. They're just guarded. Maybe the Federation isn't here to save us. Maybe they're here to see if we can save ourselves. And if that's true, then every question we ask matters more than we know, because somewhere out there, a meeting is being held, and the subject of that meeting is us. But the Federation wasn't the beginning. Long before councils and cosmic alliances, there was Lyra, the cradle of human-like life in this galaxy. Their fall triggered the chain of events we're living in now. But their legacy still shapes our DNA, our consciousness, and the galactic story we're just starting to remember. So stay tuned, because if you think the Federation is powerful, wait until you uncover the legacy they were built on.